here's the mod that I cannot play without. First of all, this is how you install your mod packs. So what you want to do, first obviously download the mod, and after downloading a mod, what you want to do is go into your where you have saved your game. For me it's this, for you it might be different. If you only have one mod, then you go into mods folder, and then the latest version, and then you drag the .wotmod file into here, and that's it. And the mod should work. Now there is also mod packs like Aslane and Pro Mod, which you can install, and there is all kinds of different mods. And what that will do is automatically install the mods for you, so you don't have to be dragging anything every time there is a new update. For you it might look a bit different than what it looks for me over here, because I have like all kinds of different mods installed and mod packs and stuff like that. So you might only have like a few folders, maybe like 5 folders or something like that. But mods and res mods is always gonna be there. You will be able to install them. First mod that I cannot play without is the fog remover. So you can see how everything looks very foggy and there is very little visibility. This is how it looks in the vanilla game without any mods. Well, on some maps it might look worse. For example, on Himmelsdorf here, it looks very bad. But if you install the fog remover mod, this is how it looks. And look how much sharper everything looks, how much clearer. And yes, there is some contrast between the two videos, because on one game I had like regular settings and the other was no fog plus a bit of contrast, but still you can see just how much more visibility there is. And you can actually spot tanks who are looking at you or something like that. The other mod I cannot play without is the armor calculator. Now, if we stop the video here, you can see below my reticle, way down below my reticle, there is like 189/192. So what this means is 189 is my penetration, and then the 192 is the armor that I'm looking at. So if I would look at a other spot, the value would change, the color would also change. Now, it might not sound that this mod is useful, since, you know, Wargaming, as of recently in the update 2.0, has released flashlight, but this can still have quite a lot of uses. For example, you have high explosive loaded, so you know if you can easily pan, or if it's like a 50-50, or you're shooting at the cupola of KR1, for example. And because I'm using this mod, I know that like cupola of KR1 has like 310 millimeters of armor. And so if I'm playing like a tier 9 and I'm facing the KR1 and I don't have like 310, I know that it's like pointless. And I gain this knowledge because of this mod that helps me. And instead of using the flashlight, or you can, you know, combine these two and it would be even better. Although I don't look at it, at this mod, when I'm playing that much. But sometimes it's just good to know how much armor they have. The other mod is the distance tracker or something like that. Now, what this does is it shows how far away the enemy is from you without you needing to hover your mouse over it. Now, I have it disabled for allies because I think it clutters the screen way too much. But for enemies, I have it always enabled, especially when you're playing light tanks. Like, this is so useful. If you know if someone's like close to proxy spotting you, or just how away in general they are. Now, as you can see, there is this concept, and if we stop here, this concept is 87 meters away from me. I have like 50% camo, and the bush also provides me 50% camo, so I know that he's not gonna spot me. I can easily peek. And what this also, you know, does is gives me the info whether he is close to proxy spotting me or not. As you can see in this example, if you stop here, the BZ is like 63 meters away, and you know, because of the mod, I know I'm not proxy spotted. Otherwise I would have to look up, hover over the enemy to know like how far away he is. And because I have like 50% camo, I know how far away the K91 is. He's like 270 meters away. I know I'm not gonna get spotted farther than 240, 250, and it gives me confidence to play confidently and just expose the enemies so much easier than if I would have to, you know, hover and waste time looking at stuff. Whereas here I can just, you know, instantly see how far away he is make the decisions faster. Now this mod shows the HP of enemy tanks, the exact HP of enemy tanks. Now in vanilla game, there is the bar up top that doesn't show the exact HP, it only shows the team HP. And then if you enable the setting, in the settings there is a setting that allows you to have, instead of a, as you can see, a transparent background behind the enemy tanks, there would be a color background that would indicate the amount of HP an enemy tank has. But the problem with that mod is that it doesn't show the exact amount of HP that it has. And for example, enemy tank has like 420 HP, you have 400 alpha, and you know that the enemy tank is low, but you don't know like if you can one-shot it or not. Now with this mod, you would be able to calculate your decisions and know whether you can push in or not. Now, sometimes, just like the bar up top, if the enemy tank is outside of your render range, it might still show that the enemy tank is full HP. Now, when the tank gets spotted inside of your render range, the mod will update itself and show the exact amount. So, just like the bar up top, you cannot trust it 100%, but if the enemy tank was damaged, you will know for sure that it was damaged, and you can make decision based on that. Now, these mods I would group into like a one mod, more like. I would group all of the different kinds of mods into one, which are the little dots that you can see. And I think in the default or vanilla version of the game, there's light bulbs, like very little light bulbs that you can see. But in my opinion, the circles is way better, because when you look at the circle, you know, you can tell instantly, you can calculate very fast. Whereas with light bulb, you need to search for it, and it looks very washed out, and like it just looks bad. Now with this, how it works is there is gray color, which means the tank is unspotted. There is red color, or gray color means that it was never spotted. Red color means that it was spotted but is no longer spotted, and the green means, you know, he spotted. So what this allows you to do, especially when you're playing light tanks or like aggressive mediums, if you know, or autoloaders, especially autoloaders, if you know that every tank is spotted, and you know there is quite a lot of TDs, and they are all spotted, or there is like one TD unspotted, but you're like 80% sure, what this will allow you to do is, you know, peek in the spots you weren't gonna peek if you weren't using the mod, and, you know, you can make decisions based on whether or not the tank was spotted. Now, the other mod that also helps very, very much is the tank coloring mod. I'm not sure how, you know, it's called exactly. But if you can look at the edges of your screen, heavies are like regular color, mediums are like green color, TDs are blue, the vanilla version, lights are a bit yellowish, and then Arta is, you know, Arta, doesn't matter. This also sometimes helps me to indicate whether they have TDs, heavies, mediums, light tanks. It allows me to, you know, calculate faster. It's not that like the mod is super useful, but instead of, you know, having to look at each tank specifically, you can just quickly calculate. They have like, okay, they have 4 mediums, 6 heavies, 4 TDs, 1 Arta, 2 light tanks, stuff like that. And based on that, you can also, you know, make better decisions. This mod is a very big quality of life mod. So I think it's called Fast Demount. So what it allows you to do is, if you go into the tank that has like no equipment, and you want to get some equipment fast, what this mod will allow you to do is click on the equipment that's, even if it's not available, you can right click, and then you can select to demount it from the other tank. It's gonna give you a list from other tanks, and you can instantly demount it and mount on the current tank that you're on without switching the tanks at all. I love this mod. This mod is so good. It saves me so much time. And these are pretty much all of the mods I cannot play without. Now, there is more mods that I have in the game. For example, the UI one, but all the mods I've shown in the video, I will try to give you all the link to them, or I will give you the link to the mod pack so you can install them yourself. If you have any questions about different mods that I'm using, like when the tank dies, it turns fully into white color. Like, it has a reason. Every mod that I'm using, there's almost always a reason for it. And yeah, so if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask. I will link the mods in the description, and I'll see you all later.